Hello there, Wab, and welcome to something new indeed. This is going to be a news roundup of Populous at the beginning over the last month, what happened in the community, and we'll talk about what's going on in the channel over the coming month and maybe what happened in the last month as well. We'll also be looking at a player of the month of Populous at the beginning, and maybe look over some comments from the past month as well to get a bit more engagement. Populous news this month is there's a big update on the beta. If you're not aware of what the beta is, I'll quickly go into that. End of Season 1. The Season 1 League Tournament rankings ended. It's now Season 2. I'll have a look at that. And there's also a new user-created tournament for people to sign up and play in. And then we'll go into the channel stuff as well. So first, let's have a look at what's going on initially in the Populous community. It's the fact that a new Populous build has been created. Let's have a look at this. If you get over to the Populous forums, you can see all this here. As you can see, it lists all the general bug fixes and stuff that's happened. What's happened actually, guys, is that over the past almost 20 years, nobody's had access to the source code. However, now, whether it was given by EA, whether someone bought it from EA, or whether the Gabber actually infiltrated EA headquarters and stole it, we do not know exactly. But now some developers who are on the Populous Ranked administration team are actually working on fixing a lot of the old bugs and making the game a bit more modernized, if that's one thing you can say. So this is a list of everything that's currently happened. I think there's a bigger changelog somewhere, but I don't know where. But there's a lot of information here. I'm going to highlight the most important ones. A couple of new features have just recently been added. Now this is for single player and multiplayer, but I should add that most of this is going to be useful for multiplayer, because the single player game is pretty much what people do in their own time. And multiplayer, people want this game to work and be smooth and be fair. So they've actually added a hardcore mode, which means it disables auto-aim, meaning a unit that's standing still, you won't be able to hit them. Okay, unless a unit is standing still, you won't be able to hit them. What this means is when you click a shaman with your blast or a lightning, or maybe even a tornado, it won't follow them. It'll just go to the location you clicked. So if you want to get hit with a lightning, you'll have to aim to where they walk into to make it more difficult. They've added a key configuration, where you can now rebind your keys in game. If any of my patrons are watching and have seen my hotkey rebinding video, you can see how much of a nuisance it was for me to rebind. So this is going to be awesome. I don't know if it's working functionally correct at the moment, but we'll see. I'll have to test that myself, maybe when in a later build. Beacons. If you're familiar with other RTS games, beacons are things like flares. If you played Age of Empires, you've got a flare. Or pings, and maybe in other games is where you alert your ally of what's going on at a location you want to show them. So you would go to the location, put your cursor where you want to show it, press the I command, and then you get a ping, as you can see in the pictures here. You get a ping, and then you click on the notification, that will take you to the location where you want to go. Fog of War has been amended as well. You can now set Fog of War to actually reappear once you're out of the area where the Fog of War was, which is like most traditional RTS games, which is pretty interesting. I tested it myself. It feels very, very different. The functionality isn't perfect either, but it feels very different. It changes the entire game because you can't actually build where you normally build until you discover it, and you don't know what your enemy's doing or your ally's doing. No, you can see what your ally's doing. That's another additional feature. You can see what your ally's doing. That's a really cool feature. Think about scripts here. Yeah, you can put other things in, cheats for single players to get it going, and yeah, basically they have to build the game from the ground up, kind of. They can't just update the original game, so they've got to make an entirely new EXE. If you do wish to play this, you can go into the matchmaker and type in !beta, B-E-T-A, and it will update your game. If you go to your Populous folder, you will find an EXE file there called pop3tb, and you can run that to play single player, or you can do it in the matchmaker as well. Easy stuff. Just go in the matchmaker and say, I want to play the beta. Someone will direct you in the right path to do that. So that's the beta. 20th anniversary of Populous is coming up soon. If we could get some sort of decent release in like a year's time, that would be fantastic. I don't know. There's just one guy working on it. Apparently there's also a guy working on the D3D, the hardware version of the game, trying to make it so it's compatible with newer systems. So that would be cool as well. I think it's got a more stable game compared to when you play the software mode. The game seems to crash quite a lot, which kind of sucks. Anyway, on from the beta, we've got Season 1. Season 1 has finished. Now, there's no actual record of Season 1 being anywhere, unfortunately. So what we've got to have a look at, the winner of Season 1 was Nissi. with 665 points, playing 190 games. Like I said, I can't access the previous league. I've only got the current league available now, which kind of sucks. I hopefully they add that functionality in the future so we can look at previous league seasons and see who won them rather than have to go through people's profiles. That seems a bit OTT. So Nissi came top. I don't know who came second. I can't find out who came second. But in third place came Spinifix. He played 438 games in 3 months. 438 games. That is a guy dedicated to Populous. That is a guy dedicated. Rank 3. Now, controversially, for my opinion, rank 4, we've got Apocalypse, who played 22 games and got 564 points. He played 22 games in 3 months and managed to get 4th in the season. So, in my opinion, something's wrong there. They have made changes for Season 2, which I'll mention shortly. But for me, if you're looking at the games he played over them 3 months, if you can recognise any of those players, and I mean no offence to these players, but any of these players, if you can recognise them and see if they're even in the top 10, the top 20, the top 30, apart from the ones where he's allied other good players to beat other players, apart from these here, you're not going to recognise who he's got all these points from and how he's managed to get 4th place with 22 points. So obviously something's not right in my opinion, so I hope that gets corrected. Maybe it'll stabilise over future seasons because it did take into account the previous league the league rankings before Season 1, so maybe that was an effect. But either way, I don't think you should be able to play players like this and remain at the top. As I was saying, Season 2 has started. They have introduced new tweaks. So what we have is a few changes for Season 2. The distribution of the ranks weighted more towards lower ranks, and Shaman rank will be limited to 10 players. You can see that here on the news of Populous Ring Knitted. There's more incentive for Fire Warriors and Shaman levels to play. Every day without a game played results in a loss of 2 points. So hopefully the guy who played 22 games over a season will actually, have some incentive to actually play the game and actually earn that position in the season. Because the actual original leagues are still here. If we take a look, the original skill leagues are still there. Your points, your games, and everything still contribute to the actual ranking system, where we've got Nissi, Spinifix, Luke, Apocalypse, and You're Just Not Bad, apparently, in top 5 of the actual ranks. So the seasonal ranks are completely different. Your points are affected, your seasonal ranks in the seasonal leagues, but the original rating system still applies to the original skill league, as far as I'm aware. If that's different, please inform me. But as far as I'm aware, it's just the same. So your ranking in the matchmaker now is what your seasonal rank is. So every 3 months your rank resets. Now in the skill league, it is original rank, but that doesn't apply to the matchmaker. Anyway, that's the seasonal league. Seasonal League 2 starts now. So obviously, congratulations to Nissi for winning Season 1. Season 2 is anyone's game because things have been changed, so there's going to be less Shamans, less Fire Warriors in the lobby, so hopefully it's going to be more competitive to get those higher ranks for players and maybe get a few more interesting games. Maybe I can commentate those games for you as well. Alright, finally now we've got a user-created tournament. It is a tournament of 2-on-2 creators and face-off, potentially. They are looking for 16 players. They haven't got enough yet. I think it's either 9, 12, 12 or 16 players the host of the tournament would like. However, it is not your normal 1v1. They're having group stages. Now, group stages, from past experience, 1v1 tournaments work when they're just single elimination knockout. I mean, occasionally you've got double knockout where you've got the loser brackets, but even for me, that's a bit of a farce because not everyone in the community gets the games played. But this time we have a group system, so if you want to win the tournament, you've got to get through a group, and then I imagine you go into a knockout stage, much like the UEFA Champions League or something like that. If you'd like to sign up, obviously the links are in the description below. So what do you guys think? Do you think a tournament like this can work, where you've got to have group stages and then you've got to have a knockout round? Do you think this is possible in this community? Let me know in the comments below. Okay guys, look at this video here. This is Friday Free For All. Friday Free For All episode 1 of Season 2 has been released. It is coming out this Friday. It has already been released for Patreons, I should say. I should correct myself there. It's been released for the patrons of the channel a week before everyone else. And this Friday, what is this Friday? This Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky. This Friday the 13th, the episode 1 of Season 2 will be released. We have a special guest. I hope you enjoyed. It's over an hour long. It took a long time to edit. So there we are. Now there is no actual schedule for Friday Free For All, so once you watch this episode 2 won't be coming out the following week. It won't even be coming out the following month. We don't know. It takes a lot of time to edit, like I just said. So enjoy it, and if you do like the video, make sure you express your appreciation, otherwise it puts me off from making any more, because I like that appreciation, guys. It feeds my huge ego. Speaking of the channel schedule, we've been doing one video every day now for the past month, maybe even more. We've had Populous 5 days of the week, and then we've had Age of Mythology on a weekend where we just played like casually. There's a few people who watch that. That's cool. It is a bit difficult to put out one video every day, actually, trying to keep up on top of that. And it's very difficult to make creative videos, especially like Friday Free-For-All or spell breakdowns and things like that, to do it alongside a 5. I'm not superhuman, but for now, it's going okay. It's probably going to come to an end shortly. Feel maybe a bit of burnout from playing Populous too much. But now Age of Empires 1, the definitive edition, if you've not heard, is coming out this month. I think maybe halfway through October. I plan on playing that just to, that was a game I loved as a kid, and with it being in high resolution, if you check the video on screen now, you can see it's obviously upgraded graphics and everything like that. It's going to be a great deal of fun just to relive the memories of that, and I'm going to put them on my channel because obviously I enjoy doing it. Maybe I'll get some new players in from the Age of Empires community, and maybe they'll discover Populous and we can get some more Populous players. Obviously, I'm not going to stop Populous. I'm just going to do some Age of Empires stuff in the meantime as well. Another thing I'd like to add is that the podcast has pretty much stopped. There is a lack of time from those who are coming onto the podcast. They are busy folk. There's a lack of motivation, to be honest, for me to do it and edit all the sound and stuff. There's so much. It's not exactly done in a professional environment. And to be fair, it wasn't scripted as much, but I was just losing more motivation after each one. And there was a lack of interaction, to be honest, on the videos, and it just didn't feel like it was worth it. And we kind of ran out of Populous stuff to talk about, to be honest. There's only so much to talk about in Populous. It's not exactly the most exciting of topics. We can't just discuss players and drama every week. That's not exciting. Not for me, anyway. I just want to quickly add that I've never actually made a video about Patreon, but if you are interested in supporting the channel, like I say, there's a video coming out nearly every day at the moment, and it doesn't bring any money in. I think the ad revenue from YouTube is like $1 a month, so it's not exactly a living, it's just a hobby. But if you'd like to support the channel and support what I do, you can check out the Patreon page. Links are in the description below, as usual. And donate at least $1 a month. And on top of just supporting me and supporting the channel, you actually get access to additional content. You get early releases of Friday Free-For-All. You get additional content such as behind-the-scenes stuff. You get to see extra commentaries, extra things. I do one video every 2 weeks for the folks there. And the Discord channel where people hang out is actually very, very friendly. So maybe you're someone who's never played online, but you play the single player and you like watching single-player games, and you're a bit too hesitant to come onto the matchmaker and play with other people because you might think you get destroyed. There's many people like that on the Discord, and they've all just sort of banded together and just enjoy playing the game. I discovered it 13 years ago. So they're just doing that now, and it's really great to see people enjoying the game just for what it is and having fun and not being stressed about things, and getting harassed by potential douchebags. Before I move on to the Player of the Month, I would like to put a shout out to Pedro. He has been doing a lot of art for in regards to Populous recently. If you can see, he's done some shamans. He's done an artistic drawing. That's a terrible word. An artistic drawing of each unit, each follower in Populous, as you can see. And they're just I love the art style. It appeals to me very much. So you'll hopefully see them throughout videos on my channel, or you already see the shaman ones. And you can see on this video, I use the preacher who preaches the news to you, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. He also did some more fan art. He did some fan art of me, Keith, and Hugo for the original Friday Free-For-All Season 1. He's done some more for Season 2, for the thumbnails, and also for the intro we made there. Absolutely awesome. He drew us as shamans. You can look forward to them in the Friday Free-For-All this Friday. Okay, so the Populous Player of the Month will be a clip of the best player submitted to me over the last month from you guys. Now, obviously on the first one, I can't actually do one because it's just the first one. I'm inviting you to send me your clips of what you think will be the best player, maybe it be your shaman, your troops, or anything like that. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's just really skillful, maybe it's terrible. Just send them to beginning.yt, that's beginning.yt@gmail.com. And if it qualifies as the best one, you'll get to see it on the next news show. For now, I'm going to use a clip that was probably over a year ago now. It is where I was playing alongside Hugo. And if you're watching the clip now, as you can see, what happens here is there's all the reincarnation sites, all the reincarnation sites are shared by one shaman. Now, they all come back at they come back at different times. Now, what happens here is Red, my ally, comes back. I blast him out the way because I'm suspecting him to get lightninged. And then at the same time he gets blasted away by me, I save him. My enemy kills his ally, if you watch it closely. So what happens is I save my ally and in the process force my enemy to kill his enemy. Awesome play. Really enjoyed that one. Like I say, if you've got any plays like that or any really fun plays, send them to beginning.yt@gmail.com. And before we finish now, we're going to have a quick look at the comments. Comments over the last month. Now, there was a lot of comments actually about the level 22 on this solo video where I did it with my truth only and no sharing. Is this real? Can this happen? Why? How? What the hell? Etc. Etc. No. It's. I edited the file on the world editor to make the Atlantis effect, so the world came up and gave me a brave. And for the spell changes to change, that was editing. That was nothing to do with scripting, like GBA said. Nothing to do with scripting. I don't know how to script, guys. Give me a break. All I did was edit edit one video where I had the spells and edit a video where I didn't have the spells, and then just overlaid them with the cookie cutter feature. Very, very simple, guys. Nothing overly complicated like writing a script. Come on, I'm not that good. Also, we've got Noah saying, all that forcing will be giving me nightmares tonight on the Night Falls video, level 2, Populous Tournament campaign. It's not forcing with your shaman. There's never been a rule in Populous where your shaman avoiding death by getting attacked by braves. It looks a bit shit, but it's just normal, right? Forcing is a terrible word to begin with, but that implies keeping your braves, your followers alive. Shaman is fair game, because your shaman can do so many things, like go around passages you shouldn't be able to go around by autocasting and cast out of range and then okay. That's part of her arsenal, right? She's a talented woman, right? She's a talented woman. She can stay alive, guys. She can stay alive. And on the 2v1 Slogfest video, Sir Butcher says, 1.5 hour damn, here goes my productivity for today. Yes, thank God for YouTube and its ability to play videos back at 1.5 or 2 times speed. Otherwise, you might be a bit mental for watching all that all the way through. I don't think you would have done that, would you? I don't think anyone would have done that, especially not me when I'm looking back on it. Anyway, guys, this has been the Populous News Roundup for October. But what happened in September? Maybe what happened in October? Who knows? But if you've enjoyed it, obviously let me know. If this is something you'd like to see more of, let me know. So I'll do one for November. I don't even know my month anymore, guys. I've been in Argentina so long. I don't even know what month it is, what day it is. I haven't worked in over 2 years. Give me a job. Pay me for this, guys. Pay me for this. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a good weekend, good month, good whatever it is, whatever day I upload this on. You know what it is. Take care of yourselves.